Hey, this is Beverly Bozeman. I am the creator of the About Her Ministry YouTube channel and the recently released best-selling book, Diary of a First Lady, Shiloh Grammar. Thank you everybody for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Be sure and share this broadcast with your friends and your family. Be sure and turn on the notifications so you'll know when I'll be on with my shenanigans. Happy Monday, and again, thank you for stopping by. I wanted to share some thoughts with you today, and the title of the broadcast is Your Happiness is Attached to an Hourglass. And what I mean by that is sometimes we can be in pain, in disappointment, in sadness, just a negative state of mind for so long, so many times, in a cycle, so that it seems like our happiness is attached to an hourglass. And if we are to pay attention to an hourglass, everything is up at the top. There's a narrow gateway, I guess, and in the middle, and then at the bottom is this big space for the sand. And once the top is top of the sand from the top is down to the bottom, you can turn it over, and it's supposed to represent like a minute or whatever. But if we think about life and our happiness or lack of happiness, or how happiness comes and goes, we attach it to an hourglass, meaning we expect the happiness to run out. So if you're using an hourglass in real life and it's set for a minute, you know that whatever activity it is that you're doing will expire, or time is up at the end of the minute. Sometimes we can be in so much pain for so long that while we're in our happiness, we kind of look towards the end and expect it to end. The happiness is going to go away. We have that particular expectations. And here's an example. Like if you're ladies, if you're dating a man, I guess for men, if you're dating a woman, but I'm kind of talking to the women today. If you're dating a guy and you have this expectation that he's going to make you mad, he's going to let you down, he's going to disappoint you, he's going to do something stupid, something aggravating, then your relationship happiness is kind of attached to this imaginary hourglass, because you just have this expectation that in XYZ amount of time, he's going to make you mad. Sad, but it happens. A lot of times, relationships, regardless of how they look on the outside, on the inside, they are the happiness of the relationship is attached to an imaginary hourglass. She's expecting him to do something wrong, and he probably never fails and does something wrong or does something to make her really mad. Also, we can see it in an example of friendships, regardless of how long you've been in the friendship, regardless of whether it's a work-related friendship or church or some type of organization, or just, childhood friends or friend of a friend type relationship. If the person in this relationship has a mindset of, these friends, they never support me, no matter what it is that I do, the happiness of the friendship is attached to an hourglass, because when they start an endeavor or when they have something going on, they're going to expect them to not show up. The hourglass, the happiness hourglass of their friendship is going to run out. They just automatically have that particular expectation. Another example is if you're dealing with something from your past, or you're trying to move forward from your past, you can have that expectation that I know that this is not going to go well, without even having high hopes, without even looking at how today is different from 10 years ago. You were not the same person today that you were 10 years ago. And with that being the case, shouldn't you have a better expectation that something is going to work out for you? But sometimes we have our happiness attached to the hourglass of our past. And, life has its ebbs and flows, ups and downs. And sometimes we're in a season where we're down. Sometimes we're in a season where we're up. But when you're in that down season, you have to expect and be on the lookout for the upswing of life. But if you have your happiness attached to the hourglass of the past, then you'll be saying, any minute now, I know this is going to end. I just know it. Because in the past, such and such never worked out. Or this particular time in my life, it never worked out. So here's how to fix the situation. The situation being when your happiness is attached to an hourglass. Look at the source of the negativity and ask yourself a couple of questions. So if you're dating this guy and he's always making you mad, through lying, through cheating, through being non-supportive or whatever, ask yourself the question, why am I always getting mad with him about stuff? Look at the stuff. Is it just your perception, or is he really that rotten of a person? Then ask yourself, why am I with him? I'm not telling you to leave. I'm not telling you to stay. I'm telling you to just make that evaluation. Instead of putting all of the pressure on him to make you happy or to add to your happiness, why not look at, why am I always getting mad with him when he's late picking me up? Is it because you're more punctual than he is? Or is it because he doesn't care about your time? You just got to honestly consider why you're always getting upset with him. And it doesn't have to be just being upset with him. It could be anything that affects your happiness in a negative way. And if it's in regards to those friends, the example that I use about the friends who are not supporting you, is it because you're all over the place with what it is that you're trying to do as far as your endeavors? Are you selling Mary Kay this week? Next month, you're going to be selling Primerica legal services. Are you 2 months later trying to open a daycare? It's hard for them to support you when you're all over the place, right? Or could it be that they're not really your friends at all? Or could it be that you and your friends have different visions? Nothing wrong with it. But when it comes to career choices, when it comes to visions for the future, when it comes to betterment of your life, you guys might not be on the same page ever. They can't understand why you would want to leave your job and open a daycare. They might not be able to understand why you don't want to go to this particular concert where they're going to be smoking weed. They might not understand that you have always wanted to go and tour Europe for the summer when you can be on the beach chilling. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean that you can't be friends. It just means that in those particular areas, you and your friends have to kind of decide where you're going to hang out or where you're going to have the most in common. That would alleviate a lot of friction. That would alleviate a lot of miscommunication. It's not that they don't support you, they don't understand, or vice versa. So that's how you would fix having your happiness attached to an hourglass. Ask yourself questions about the situation. And it could be a case of where you're just looking at it the wrong way, or maybe time has expired on certain friendships, relationships, or maybe time has expired on certain dreams that you have because they're not your dreams. They're somebody else's dreams, somebody else's goals, somebody else's vision. And a second way to fix that, of course, I'm going to always suggest your relationship with God can fix that, but you also have to put in the work with it. And what I mean by that is you have to detach your happiness from the hourglass and attach your happiness to your purpose, and to your vision or your dreams. Your purpose is what you are here to do, what God has placed you on this earth to do. And then you have to have dreams, or you have to have a vision, something that kind of keeps you going when it seems like nobody's in your corner. And when you have a rough day, you can just imagine yourself like, I have a dream of going to Europe and buying a house and living over there during the summertime. Or you might be like, I just want to move out of this particular neighborhood and be a homeowner. Or you may want to find your parent that you haven't seen in over 40 years or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Attach your happiness to a dream that's going to give you something to look forward to. That's going to, give you some get up and go. So anyways, that's about it. That's all I got. So I thank you guys so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. You got this, sis. You got this, sis. I just wanted to, I think it might be backwards. I'm not sure. I'm over here like recording and stuff, so it looks backwards to me, but I don't know if it is backwards. But anyway, I just wanted to encourage you, even if the words are backwards. You got this. Sometimes you have to tell yourself, and sometimes it feels good to hear somebody tell you that you got it. Whatever it is, you got it. So that's about it. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Be sure to release your genius. Pull out the impossible every day. Remember, you will have whatever it is that you say. So be positive when you speak, Queen.